Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at etrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at the CURT Premium hanging style bike rack. You can get this as a 4 or a 5 bike hanging rack, and we'll take a look at it right here on our 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. So the CURT Premium rack allows you to carry a lot of bikes without having to spend a lot of money. It has a unique tapered design, which makes it easier to carry around those bike frames of different shapes and sizes. So if you have those children's bikes, those women's bikes, or even those bike frames that require a frame adapter bar, this is gonna make it a lot easier for you to load them all up. And we'll talk about those features, but we are gonna focus on our Santa Fe here today. That way you can see how it works with the vehicle and then get the best fit for you, your different types of bikes, and your car. The first thing we'll talk about is going to be weight capacity. So I have the 4 bike version here, and it does have a weight capacity of 180 pounds total. Now the 5 bike version is going to have a 225 pound total weight capacity, which is about 45 pounds per bike. Now that's pretty impressive since most of your hanging racks limit you to about 35 pounds per bike. Now we do have 3 different touch points on the bike. So 1, 2, and 3 straps. The top 2 are going to be for your frame, and then the third is going to be your anti-sway strap. This is very helpful once you have multiple bikes up on there because you don't want them swaying too much into each other. So you can see how much sway we have with that strap attached, and when you pull on that strap and release it from the bike, you can see how much more sway there is now. So very helpful, although I do recommend using a stabilizing strap for your front wheels. That way your handlebars aren't swinging around as you drive around. So with the straps off, you can now grab your bike and just bring it through the arms. Once we get over here to the end, you can see how helpful it is that the arms are now tapered. That way, if you do have the frame adapter bar, you have a lot more space and you're not wrestling with the frame and the cradles and the straps just to get all 5 or 4 bikes loaded up. Now, you can go for a ride. So these are the cradles that are holding your bikes off. You do have little grooves on the inside for your brake lines. This is just gonna be a hard plastic, and you don't really have a cushion compared to your more premium hanging racks like the Yakima Backroad. You do have adjustability though. So you can just rotate these cradles around just to accommodate those different frames, and once you have it in place, you then use these straps and you can use the different tabs to secure the bike's frame. Now these rubber straps do take a little bit of muscle in order to secure around those tabs, but that could also be a good thing because then you know that your bike's frame is nice and secure. With the ability to carry around a lot of bikes, you also have a lot of length you're gonna have to think about. So measuring from our bumper to the end of the rack by the nice red reflectors, that sits at 39 inches of length. And then the 5 bike version is gonna add about 5 inches to that. So just keep that length in mind whenever you're backing into your garage or trying to park into a really tight spot. Don't forget you now have a bike rack to think about too. Now, if you're not carrying around your bikes, you do have the option of folding down the arms. You're gonna have a pin and a clip holding that in place. So just take that clip out, and that will allow you to pull this pin out, although hold on to it or else it will swing back towards your vehicle. Bring those arms down, and then you're gonna pop that pin right back in. So this is gonna be helpful if you, let's say you have a really small garage and you can't put the bike rack on in the fully up position. Taking some measurements, you can see that the closest point is gonna be from the bumper to the anchor point, and that's gonna be 4.5 inches. So that's gonna be a welded anchor, helpful for if you wanna use your own cable locks to secure the bikes to the bike rack. Length now added to the back of our vehicle is from the bumper to the end of the shank. That's gonna be about 12.5 inches. So big difference compared to when the arms were up. You'll definitely want it in this position when you're just driving around town. Don't want to take up too much space. But what is it like living with a bike rack behind your vehicle all the time? Well, with it folded up like this, it doesn't even go above where your windshield wiper is. So you have that full visibility through your rear window. You also have your taillights fully visible. Now it does cover your backup camera a little bit. Your backup camera is offset towards the driver's side and it pops up right there past the mast. So what's going to happen is when you back up or go into reverse, you're going to see the bike rack in your view for sure, but you'll also kind of be able to see the cars behind you too. Now, if you want to access your hatch, the bad news is that you can't with the bikes on. Now, with the bikes off, you can actually tilt this rack away. It's a little bit of a process though, so I'll guide you through it. You have this knob back here. You're going to just rotate that to loosen it, and then that will allow you to take this clip and this pin off. So once that clip is out, you can pull that pin out, let that hang, and the final step is this lever on top. Lift up on the lever, and that will drop this down to a tilt. You can see here we have plenty of clearance between our door and our mast, allowing us to reach into our hatch and grab even our larger items. The downside is we did have to take our bikes off. If that's a feature that you're not a big fan of, we do have platform racks that can tilt away with the bikes on. They are going to be a lot larger though. So if you want something like the CURT Transfer V2 4-bike platform rack, you can carry 4 bikes, tilt all 4 bikes away, but it's going to take a lot of weight and a good amount of effort to do so. Now, if you are going to utilize the tilt away feature, just don't forget to tighten down on this knob in the back because that's what's holding your mast up and preventing it from swaying. Now, while we're down here, let's talk about how this fits into our hitch. We have a 2-inch shank, fits into a 2-inch hitch receiver. We have an anti-rattle bolt, and we have a clip at the end. So that anti-rattle bolt uses a 3/4-inch wrench or socket. We have that here at eTrailer if you want to add that on to keep inside of your vehicle to use with your bike rack. But with that tightened down, this creates an anti-rattle effect. So what you need to do is as you shake this back and forth, you can see how even the vehicle is moving with the rack. That's because it's a nice and secure fit. So if you do notice any movement here, just also double check that bolt in the back of the mast. And then if everything's tightened down, you're gonna have a smoother ride for your bikes overall. So my personal thoughts about this bike rack is this is a great entry-level bike rack for if you want to carry around a lot of bikes. And then you also have that tapered design at the end, making it easier to carry around a lot of bikes. You don't have the premium features though that you would see on something like the Yakima Backroad, which has cradles that are further apart. They use cushioned zip strips and it has integrated locks. So for this one, you would have to use your own cable locks or you would have to add that on. We have those here at eTrailer if you're interested in those. Now, I always prefer a platform rack though, just because it has more stability and you don't have your bikes swing against each other. So another good entry-level platform rack that can carry around a lot of bikes is going to be the Hollywood Racks Destination 4-bike platform rack if that's something you're interested in too. But for something that can carry your bike safely, securely, and relatively easily, this is a good option for your Santa Fe. And that was a look here at our CURT Premium hanging style bike rack here on our 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. My name is Evangeline and I hope you enjoyed the journey.
This is our test course. Let's start with the slalom. This shows side-to-side action, such as turning corners or evasive maneuvering. Then, onto our alternating speed bumps. This shows twisting action, such as hitting curbs, potholes, road debris, or even uneven pavement. Last of all, the solid speed bumps. This shows up and down action, such as driving through a parking lot or parking garage, or driving in and out of a driveway.